We have a drug problem in America, and I'm not talking about the stuff on the street coming from the drug cartels. I'm talking about pharmaceutical or prescription drugs. You go to the doctor, they give you a prescription, they send it to the pharmacy. You go to the pharmacy, they tell you a price. Now, depending on your insurance, they may say it's a $10 copay, $20 copay. There's probably 3 or 4 different levels of formulary, meaning lists. They're saying this is a generic drug or this could be a specialty drug, and they have a different price. Now, that price is not actually set by the pharmacy. It's set by what's called a pharmacy benefit manager. This pharmacy benefit manager is hired by the insurance company, and oftentimes it is a company they own if you're fully insured. If employers that are taking control of this system, they are actually getting independent pharmacy benefit managers, and this is why I'm explaining this to you. That's super important. They set the price. Now, the pharmacy, that's just the price they're charging you. That's not the price they're actually paying to get the drug from the wholesaler who gets it from the manufacturer. That's the fascinating part about this. There may be prescription drugs you get from the pharmacy they lose money on, and that the pharmacy benefit manager makes a ton of money, and your plan is overpaying for the drug that you could just go to the pharmacy and pay cash for. This system is completely screwed up because the leverage that's going on behind the scenes is between the pharmacy benefit manager and the drug manufacturer. They want to make sure that one of these big 4, CVS, Express Scripts, Prime, and Optum, have their drug on the formulary list so that when you go to the pharmacy, they say, yes, it's covered, and that you don't question. Now, I highly suggest you find a pharmacy that gives you either the option of, hey, this cash price is cheaper than if you run it through insurance. I've found that very common now. Most pharmacies are on board with that, but also most pharmacies, a lot of them are owned by huge insurance companies. So depending on the situation, they may or may not tell you that. The reason that a lot of small independent pharmacies are still in business is they have people paying cash for drugs. So they're able to do it in a normal business setting where they have a price from the wholesaler, they mark it up a little bit so they have some profit to run their business, and they give you that price. Luckily, in those scenarios, it's because if they run it through their insurance or they don't have insurance, it would be more expensive because the pharmacy benefit manager tells them it's this much. Maybe it's $1,000 and they get an $800 rebate, but the plan pays $800 and the pharmacy charges you $20, and then they actually lose money. The scenarios that this happens on a daily basis over and over millions of times is mind-blowing to think how much money is actually being made here at the top. And a lot of times we put kind of a lot of negative focus on the drug manufacturers when it's really coming down to the insurance companies are driving the decisions of what they're going to charge you, and there's not really a rhyme or reason to it. It's not based on cost or any kind of analysis of profitability. It's just like, what can we get away with? And that's the problem, is we have to start to understand this vertical integration that has been sold to us as all in one included, just come to one insurance company, we'll do everything for you, is leading to very, very expensive costs for you as an employee and as well as your company. And it's just a struggle that we have to start to fight through and get louder about. That's why I'm telling you this. We got to do something about this.